Hello everybody. So we are going to start making that blackberry jelly. So first we are going to measure out 4 cups of blackberries. I have more in the freezer, more right here, and more on the plants out there, but it's raining. So we are going to cover this with water. I'm going to show you how we can make jelly without a jelly bag. Spread these out, turn on the heat, and we're going to, I washed these, what the hey. Grass in there. Oh, maybe it's stems. Little stems coming out of the top. So we're gonna let these come up to a simmer and simmer them for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna mash them down, get that juice going. So I turned my freezer around, rotated it, I guess you'd say. Stuff from the bottom to the top. I took a bunch of stuff out to can. And get it out of the way. And I found 3 big bags that I had frozen of chicken wings. So I'm not plum chicken wing poor anymore, at least for now. My husband loves wings and I don't like chicken breast, and I'm tired of chicken breast. So I'm gonna bring this to a bubble and then let it simmer for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and we will start straining this. Okay, we are going to strain our juice, and this is what it looks like. It's just mashed up. Let me get a ladle. Now you can use a coffee filter, cheesecloth, one of these flour dish towels, whatever you want. If you want to double duty it, just push that juice through. You can compost the rest or what have you. Squeeze it. And just keep doing that. Until you're all juiced. should probably use a bowl. Let me switch containers. See? And we're going to want about 4 cups for our jelly. I'll use this for my seedy stuff, my pulp. Pulp. After you squeeze it out, you can put the pulp in like a coffee filter or something, wet it first. Any cloth you use, wet it first, and that'll help the juices strain through better instead of absorb into the fabric. So if you want to get every drop, you can do that. That's that pulp I dumped back in the pot. There's a fly in here. Dogs, do your job. Well, they're gonna go bark. My dogs have been acting out of character lately, I have to say. They used to be very well behaved. And just keep doing that. Until you have all the juiciness out of there. Smaller scoops are probably better. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. Okay, so we have our juice, and we have 3 3/4 cup of juice. That's how much you want to have. I have my water bath canner over there with my jelly jars in them. Let me make sure I get rings. Tried to have everything ready and measured except for the rings. And it's been raining. It's not raining now. Okay, I lied. It just started raining. But we've been flooding really bad, so I put this in the refrigerator overnight because the weather was just bad. So it's actually the next day, but we have 3 3/4 cup of juice. We have 4 1/2 cups of sugar, and you're going to want 3 1/2 tablespoons of pectin, or 1 box of pectin. I'm using this pectin, so I'll be using the 3.5 tablespoons. Now if you wanted to cut back on the sugar, you can use, let's see if I have it handy here. Pomona's Pectin. I don't think there's a label on here. That's for my rock sugar. But you can use Pomona's Pectin. I have this all organized and now I'm developing an avalanche. Funny how that happens. But you can use Pomona's Pectin, just follow the directions on that and you get perfect results anytime you use Pomona's. It's pretty much a sure thing. In the pectin world, always sets up. And I'm sorry about my washer. I think it should turn off any minute. Actually 1 minute and it'll be done. So I wanted to get this done before hubby gets home from work. So we're bringing this up to a boil. We are going to add our pectin to the juice. Let me get a whisk. Good grief, that thing is loud. Three. And 1/2. Why do I not have a 1/2 tablespoon? That's crazy. Three and a half tablespoons. Pectin. We're going to bring this to a boil. Sorry, I keep looking at my directions, so I give you guys the proper directions. And if I remember, I will put the recipe down in the description. I always forget to do that. Okay, that machine's done. Okay, we're going to bring this to a full boil, a boil that when you're stirring it, you cannot stir down. So just stir, stir, stir. I can't believe it's raining again. It's messing me up so bad, this weather. I can't breathe, like quite literally. I've been using my inhaler, and I don't like using that thing because it makes my tongue feel burnt. Probably not doing it right. They say I have asthma now. I've never had asthma in my life. But they said the pollen in Oklahoma is 80% higher than in California. But I think what's getting me now is when I go outside, I smell like a mold smell. I don't know if it's leaves or I don't know. But it literally takes my breath away. And I don't like the way the inhaler makes me feel. It reminds me of the steroids you get when you're doing chemo. It's just not a good feeling. Kind of makes you shaky. So I'm probably not doing it right. Nobody told me how to use an inhaler, so I had to Google it. I didn't even know you were supposed to prime them. So I didn't know it had a counter on it. I was telling my husband, I was like, golly, I'm learning all these things about an inhaler. But it doesn't really, I don't know, it's not real clear. And getting that deep into your lungs. Lordy, what is wrong? Hey, you all go lay down. My dogs have just not been their well-mannered selves lately. I think it's because they've been cooped up due to the weather. And the odd thing is the temperatures here are not bad. They're in the 80s, but the humidity will take you out. It's insane. I'm going to have to let this pot soak in some bleach when this is done. It's going to be purple. I don't like doing jellies when the weather gets like this. I did not know it was going to be so crazy. Jellies and candies, things that you're working with sugar, don't like humidity. But I have faith it's going to be fine. I needed to do my juice because I did, I made the juice. And I picked more blackberries before the rain started again. I've got quarts of blackberries in the freezer. Hey! I just don't understand my dogs lately. They're not. If you look at not that older, like videos last month, they were very well behaved dogs, and now they're barking a lot and bickering at each other. I need Precious back. She was the boss. She kept everybody in line. I have a video up where she told Bella how it is around here. I'm assuming that's what the conversation was about. And at the time, the dogs were all older, and I had older dogs, so it's like she came into a senior citizen home. And she was chill, and now she's all hopped up. It's like I don't even recognize these dogs. Guess you'd call this my rescue pack. I'm taking a break from the whole fostering thing. Mitzi was a dog that lived outside. I think she actually came from a backyard breeder. Had no humans giving her contact, and I think she had to fight for her food because she's a little food aggressive. She'll guard her little bowl in her bedroom. My dogs have their own bedroom back there. And she says that's her room. And if Rocky or anybody comes near the door to enter, she parks herself right in front of her little food and water set there and does this little growl. Like, you're not touching my stuff, you hear? She makes me laugh though, you guys. She's funny. She's trying to figure out this dog thing. She kind of watches Tiggs. And when you call her, she comes up and she wants you to pet her, but she curls up and her head goes on the floor and her butt's up in the air. My husband said, well, she came. She may be doing it upside down, but she came. And she's getting to where she pounces on me and wants some attention. She just doesn't know how to go about it. But her personality, she's so feisty. She makes me laugh. She's very funny. And I try to avoid serious topics, even though I did that last video. But, you know, I watch videos and see the comments and stuff, and I'm seeing a lot of people that are saying they're stressed out, have anxiety. And I just want to reassure everybody, we're going to be okay. I mean, those of us that are doing things like this and taking care of our families and having what we need just in case, and, you know, all of that, prepared for the unknown, which a lot of us have an idea of. A lot of things are cray-cray. We'll get through. We're going to get through. And it's because we're doing those things. Don't stress what we can't control, you know. Watch some feel-good stuff. Watch some things that are calming. There's a couple of sailing channels that I love. And other people that just do their thing, you know. It has nothing to do with anything going on out there in the planet. And try and hang out with the positive people, you know. Don't get all wrapped up in all the negativity, because it can be toxic. Now, if you wanted to add butter to this to prevent this foaming, you can do that after you add your pectin in this step, not after the sugar, but you would add it now. And after I add my sugar, you know, I'll skim that off if I need to. So we're coming up to a boil, but I just wanted to let everybody know that we're going to be okay. And you know, if there's anybody out there that needs somebody to talk to, feel free to reach out. You know, we're limited on what exactly we can say here. So I can't go into, you know, great detail with my words, but we're going to be all right. It's going to be rough, but we're going to be all right. Water bath canner is steaming. This is just making it so much more humid in here. It's making me crazy. And if the lighting's bad, I apologize. The light bulb went out. I can't find the light bulbs. The hubby's not home. So I'm going to have him do that when he gets home. Providing we have light bulbs. And then I got some boneless chicken thighs yesterday. So I'm going to can those, and I'm just going to do raw pack ugly chicken. That's what a lot of people refer to it. Because right now I just want to get meat on the shelf. And then I turned my freezer over, like everything from the bottom, brought it to the top. Remember, I found those chicken wings. We had some the other night. They were so good. And pulled some stuff out of there. Some beef that I'm going to can, and some pork fat that I've been saving from trimming, you know, putting pork in the freezer and things like that, or when I cook. And I'm going to render that down. Just trying to stay busy, being the summer's a washout. I was looking so forward to sunshine and warm weather, and it's just humid rain and arthritis. That's what I feel. It's like, this blows. which I think is going to make winter more depressing, at least for me. I usually go home to be with my family in the winters, and I have no desire to be in Cali at all. Like, I've had dreams that I got like couldn't get out. It's like, it's a little weird out there. I mean, we've always been weird out there, but you know what I mean. It's like really weird. Trying to get my mom and brother to leave. She wants to come out in January, take a train, but I don't think that's going to be possible. I think they just need to move out here. Brother bring his little family. Of course, finding a place to live these days is a whole nother issue. Buying a house, I don't know. We've all got stuff on our minds, don't we? I just don't want something to happen to her before I can spend some time with her. She still works. She wants to retire. I've heard her say that for about 15 years. She just turned 79. I can't believe she still works. Told her she's my little Rosie the Riveter. She does motherboards or whatever, circuit boards for ventilators. At least that's what they were doing the past year. I'm just rambling, waiting for this to come to a bubble. I vented on my dogs, my lights, my appliances, the weather. Boy, I need to say something positive. This is going to be a beautiful jelly. It smells good. And if for whatever reason you didn't have enough berries to get your 3 3/4 juice, you could add some grape juice or apple juice or blueberry juice. Or you could do a mixed berry juice. The recipe would be the same. I'm going to skim some of this foam. I hope this video isn't so long it annoys you. I just want to reassure everybody things are going to be okay. Going to be okay. We are going to make it. We are Americans. Don't dwell on all the craziness going on. What you doing, Mr. T? You still exploring? You still figuring it out around here? You're a cute little guy. Okay, so we're getting going here. And see how when you stir it, it's still boiling? So when you can't stir down your boil, add your sugar. And if you're using the regular Pectin, especially the Sure Gel, you want to make sure you have the exact amount of sugar. I may not have gotten enough jars for this. I got some of those squatty half pints and then regular half pints. I think I have a box of jelly jars in the garage, but I don't know. See, it's so humid, a bunch of sugar stuck to the edge of that. And if you wanted to, this looks like a beautiful color to me. but if your color is a little washed out, you can add some blue and red food coloring. I usually only do that with pie fillings or strawberry jelly or jam, just to keep the red color, the nice color in the pie fillings. But this looks like a beautiful deep purple. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to keep stirring this until it comes to a boil that you can't stir down. You check the recipe. Okay, there's no time on this, so like the others, be like a minute or something. You just want to bring this up to a boil that you cannot stir down, and then we will be ladling it into our jars with 1/8 of an inch of headspace. So I'll get off here and quit annoying you with my jabberjaw, and I'll be back when this has come up to a roaring bubble. Okay, so here's our roaring boil that we can't stir down. I'm going to turn off my heat. And it says quickly ladle into jars, but if I quickly do anything, something bad's going to happen. So, I'm going to move my pot. I'm going to move you. Let's see, I want you to be able to see. Got my funnel. Excuse me. Okay, got my jars out of there. Let's see. I think maybe I need to put you here. Fill our jars. I hope I have enough jars. 1/8 of inch of headspace. Can you see? Hot dog. Nice skimmed off foam. squatty jars here. And the way this funnel is trying to stick, I think we're going to set up just fine. I really like this Hoosier Hills, I think that's the name. Hoosier Hill Farm is a pretty reliable pectin. And bringing your jelly to a boil is the most important thing, your jams and stuff for setting up. And I like using the pectin. Pectin is good to have in your stockpiles because it clears radiation from your thyroid and stuff. They used it in Japan after WW2 to help clear your system from radiation. So I'm going to put the rest of this in a container to put in the fridge after it cools. And I'm going to water bath these jars for 10 minutes. I do not debubble my jellies and jams because they are liquid. I find if you do that, in this particular case, you will add more air to your jars. So you can make that executive decision for yourself. If you want to debubble, go ahead. There's a little air bubbles on top, but there are no bubbles in the jars themselves. Hot. And I would not have had those on top had I moved a wee bit faster. There was some pulp left in my juice. I had no problem with that myself. I just consider that a little soluble fiber. But if you didn't want any of that, you could use, these are flour cloth dish towels. You could wet that, put it in your strainer, and let your juice go through that if you just wanted a really clear juice. But I don't know if you can see or not, but these look really good. Or I think they look really good. So, add our lids. And that's what you see a little bit on the top is just pulp from the berries, but no seeds. So I'm hoping my husband will like that. The seeds don't bother me. These are really hot, so be careful. And hopefully you'll go a little faster than I have gone. Fingertip tight. And into the water bath canner they go. Oh. And there we have them. So I will be back in 10 minutes, and I gotta plug in my camera. Okay, I washed the dishes. I have my pot soaking. Here is my jelly I'm gonna put in the fridge, and it looks like it's gonna set up just fine. So we're gonna take these out of the canner. Very hot, very, very hot. And you want to make sure you don't start your time until the water comes back up to a full bubble. Bella, hush. She literally had her head out the doggy door and was barking. And they didn't make a peep when I turned off the camera. We're already pinging. When I turned off the camera, they didn't make a peep. So I'm thinking they just do that when I'm talking because I'm not giving them the attention. That's my thought anyway. Because they've been very vocal when I can lately. I think they're jealous of you guys. So, got them out on my jelly stained dish towel now. Let these sit and cool overnight, and then I always wash my jars and label them and put them away. So I will put the recipe in the description down below. Stay positive, don't fret, it's going to be okay. We'll get through whatever it is that happens. So hopefully you're staying cool, staying dry. I know the weather's crazy everywhere. It's hot in places, it's not hot, it's really wet in other places, so hang in there. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you all in the next video.